Hello and welcome back to Kids Coding Playground. I haven't made a video for a while. I thought of making this video for our special 1K subscriber. We're gonna work on this Halloween memory game. So basically the player will click on the orange box here. It will reveal the card underneath, and if you have a match, then you will get that match. If you don't have a match, then the card will cover up again, will cover up the sprite again. So basically kind of like flipping the card over, like a memory game we used to play, right? I think everyone remember when they're kid they have played this kind of game before. So let me show you next. Okay, so we're going to be learning this. We're learning a variable. We'll be having a list. We'll have a couple of lists on there. So if you don't know about lists, I would suggest you maybe watch this video here or this video here about lists before you go into this memory game, because it will actually require you to have a good understanding of lists and variable. And we'll be working on custom block, a lot of broadcasting messages, loops, and then sprite interaction between the the sprite and the the orange box that's covering the sprite. So there's a lot of sprite interaction between there. So without further ado, let me show you the game. Okay, so this is the game itself. So I'm gonna go into full screen here. So I'm gonna start the game, and what happened is the cat, once I start the game, the cat will give some instruction, and all the sprite behind here will change, and then you can click on it, each one of them, to open it. Okay, alright, so we have some music in the background, and you can click on it. Let's say, okay, this is a lollipop. This is not matched, so you can see that was not matching it. I mean, you can make it longer, slower. So see, I got a match, so these will stay on. So we'll try to get the other one. So let's see. So lollipop. Oh, okay, this one. Okay. So this one, I don't know. Nope, not that one. This one is that one. Calendar. Okay, lollipop is here. I'm way bad at this game. I still don't remember where it is. Okay, here it is. There we go. Okay. So you got all of it. So that's it. So that's the end of it. So as you can see, after you get all of it, they'll just say good job, you win. And you can maybe do something like hide all these sprites and then show the background of this image. So all these sprites from the Free Pics, designed by Free Pics. So the sprite, I got it from premium pack, so it costs some money. I'm not sure I can share them. But you guys can also download it here in Halloween. If you go to I'll have the link below, flaticon.com, and then you can look for Halloween costume. There are a lot of these sprites here. You can click on this download pack. After you log in with your Google account or something like that, it'll provide you 50 different costumes here that you could use for the game. So after you download it, you can unzip it, so it will have all these kind of costume here. As you can see, different costume, you can just unzip it and put it in your folder, and then you can load them up when you work on the game. So let me go to the game itself. Okay, so I created a new project. I will just create all the variable and list together in this first tutorial, so that we don't have to go back and forth and find what variable and what list is needed. So let's click on this. You can say make a variable here. So I'm just going down the list. I'm gonna call this a break input index. So this will use for breaking the matching number for the different sprite. So we will need that. So I'm just gonna call make all these variable. Go ahead, make another variable called broadcast 1. Okay. Then make another variable called broadcast 2. So all the variable I'm making is for all sprite right now. I don't think that I have anything that's for the sprite only. We need something called current character, so we're gonna have to check the character and stuff like that to match. So say current character. Then next one, you want to create one called index. So index is for loop, where you can loop through things and check things on index where the position is on your loop. You have another one called is game started. So this is the kind of like a Boolean flag. If the game is started or not, you can put like all sprite as well. And then we need more, calling match number. So this was using to match the different number on the sprite when you're matching when you're matching between the two sprite underneath the card. So next is match sprite. So this is the sprite's name. We'll use that for later. And player choice 1. Okay, so this is what the player choose for the first choice, and then player choice 2. So this is the second choice the player choose. Okay, so we have all these variable now. If you don't see it, you can just pause it and just look through all these variable here. Okay, so next we're gonna create a field list as well. I'll just do everything in this here so that we will be able to use it later on. So game match number list. Okay, we are going to use this to store the matching number on the list for the sprite. Game sprite name list. So this is like when the game started, it will choose the sprite. What are the name that's chosen for the sprite? So we're gonna create that and save it here. So we have a couple of lists that we need. There's a number list for all the sprite, and we need something called player selected match list. So this is for keeping track of the player, what is selected. And last but not least, we have this one, a sprite name list. So this is keeping track of all the sprite in the game. Alright, so again we have this list here. So just pause the video, make sure you got all this list down here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to I have my sprite already in my backpack, which I will be using. But if you don't have it, I'll show you how to do it in a second. So I just load this in, and then I'll load my first sprite, which covers for it to cover. And I'm gonna load it in my background as well. So in the backdrop, I will load this sprite here, and then I'll delete this. So I have the really nice Halloween style backdrop. Okay, just kind of make sure the backdrop is like a little bit bigger than this rectangle here, so that will cover everything. Okay. So as you can see, I downloaded the sprite file. The file I have was like custom avatar that I download from the site, and then I'll extract it over here. So here's all the different sprite that we had, right? So we can use that to load into our game. So what you need to do is you can go like this, say ping a sprite. So you go to this sprite. So after that, after you say ping the new sprite, you go to here and you say upload custom. From here you can go to your here. So you're gonna select all of it in one go, and you can say open. So what it does is gonna create all these custom for you in one sprite. So that's what we want. So we have just like how I created here, right? For mine, I have all the different sprite here. As you can see, the pumpkin bag, the broom, and everything, right? So I also have 50 sprite. It doesn't matter how many you have, but this one also gives you 50. So it doesn't matter. So you can use this here. I think this is for free. The one I had is premium, so it's not free. I'll see if I can share the project at the end of the tutorial. You can download that if you like. So you can upload it. After you upload it, just change the size to 40, so you can have like a set about the same size as this, right? Or whatever that's able to cover. So basically, you want to have the sprite that is like not too big, not too small, and is able to be covered by this yellow box. So this yellow box is very easy, right? You can just draw it with the with some color, right? We have 7, 60, 100, and then the outline border, just put 5 and just draw the square like this, right? So just paint this like paint the new sprite. Just hold shift when you draw on the square, kind of like this, center it, so that's how you get the square, right? So let me delete that, we don't really need it, so I already have it. So what you need to do is just draw one square. We're gonna have to duplicate all this later on. So once you loaded all your sprite and your square, you draw your square, then we'll start the code. So let me delete this, I don't need this anymore, since I'm using my own. Okay. So now we're gonna go to the cat. Okay. So for the cat, we're going to add some code here. So when green flag is clicked, let me zoom in a little bit. So what we need to do, we are going to reset some variable. So make sure that the game starts every time we get things resetted. So this is the first variable we'll reset. So set game started. So we'll say no. So put an N. Then we're gonna duplicate this, duplicate it again. We are going to set the player's choice 1 and player's choice 2, and we're gonna delete this. Okay, so nothing there, blank. Okay, next we will get some here, delete all from number list. So we'll clear out the number list for now, and we're gonna add it back in later on. So we wanna make sure we clear it every time. And then we say delete all game matching number list. So this is for the game to choose the number for the list. So we delete that as well. Okay. Then what we need to do, we are going to add. So we are going to add to this number list. So we are going to form 12 different boxes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So we are going to add this number 1. So repeat this like 12 times kind of thing. So we have 4 here. So let me drag this down a little bit. Duplicate this underneath. And duplicate 4 more underneath here. So just rename, put it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so we have all the number added to the list. So if you run the game now, you will see that all the numbers added to the list. You can show that in the variable, right? Number list, we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So every time I run this, it will repopulate this list here. Okay. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we are going to have another start event again. We are going to clean up the other things here. I mean, you can put it all in one, but it doesn't matter. So this one doesn't depend on this, so I just created another one. So that way we can clean them up both at the starting of the green flag. Okay, so we will say delete all. So now we are going to delete the sprite name list and delete the game sprite name list, and then delete one more player selected match list. Okay, so we're cleaning up all this list. We'll use this list later to match things. Okay, what we need to do is we're going to add something to the sprite name list. So basically this sprite name list is contain all the sprite that you have for the name. So you have to look at the costume. So this first one is the witch, right? So what you do, I'm going to add a field in here for now. So what we have to go in and you have to add this like this. So which, then you have to duplicate, you have to look into the next one, and the next one is candy corn, right? So we'll take that, copy that name, and go back to here, and we'll put candy corn, and so on and so forth. So you have to keep going like this. I mean, depending on how many costume you want to use. If you're using 50, then obviously you have to do all 50 of them. Then you don't have a shortcut for this. So duplicate this guy, and you put in the I number 3. So basically you keep going and you can get all the sprite names. So basically we will need the sprite name to match later. So it's very important you get all of them and put it into your code here. Alright, next we'll get more. Okay, so I'm gonna split this up, okay, since don't want you to watch the whole video me putting in the name here. So I'll split this up so that we can get all of them filled up. Okay, so we have created all the 50 costume here, all the name, okay, from 1 to 50. And what we're going to do next is broadcast this game instruction. Okay. Okay, we are going to change the cat a little bit. I think 85%. I think I kind of put them in here, something like that. All right. What we can do next is if the cat is too big or too small, you can change it later, and we can probably move him around later if it's not in the right position. Okay, say when we start the game instruction, what we want to do, we can say look, make this cat go to the front of everything so that he will not be covered by the the sprite or the boxes, right? Okay, and then we are going to say, so we are going to say this. So this is a how we matching game. Click on the orange box to reveal the card underneath. Okay, then duplicate again. I have the text already typed up, so then click on the orange box to try to match the first card you just opened. So basically you select 2 cards to open, and then what we have to do is, so we'll say new message, say prepare game. Okay, now we are going to, after we say prepare game, we're gonna go back up a little bit. I'm gonna code this part because I want the last space up here. So this is our start, right? Okay, so we are going to do the event that we had broadcast below for prepare game. So we are going to pick this up, say prepare game. We're going to use the loop here, say repeat 6 times. So what we want to do is we want to get 6 match, right? So we have 12 boxes here, that's why we repeat 6 times. So because there's 12 boxes to match, so there's only 6 pair, right? So that's why we repeat 6 times. Then we are going to get this here. What we're going to use is we're going to use the index to see what is the number we picked from the sprite name list. That way we can, once we pick that once we pick, let's say which, we don't want the which to show up again. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove from the name list. So here we will say operator, pick random 1, 2, and you have to use this something called linked off list. So this one, let's say we have a link of sprite name list, right? We're using sprite name list. So if I say this, so if I run this, right now, if I run it, because I didn't run it last time, I only have 5. So now if I run it, we'll have 50, right? So we have 50 items in here, right? You remember we added all 50, so all the way to 50. So when you run this, it will give you the list of the linked is 50. So we are going to pick a random 1 to the list of 50. Next, we are going to say add the item, and we are going to use this index that we just picked up. So we are saying the sprite name list, and we are going to add this to the game match sprite name, game sprite name list. So this is going to add it to here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick it up and we're going to add it. So this is going to be our 6 different sprite that we're using for the game. Next, what we want to do is we want to delete this index from this sprite name list. So basically, once we pick this sprite, let's say we pick the witch, like I said, I don't want to pick the witch again, so they don't have the same match. So always there will be 6 pair. They will never be like 5 pair, you know, like you have 4 witch or something. You don't want to do that, right? So that's why you want to remove that. So remove that, then we are going to repeat again 6 times. So this time we are going to pick up 6 pair of numbers, basically from our list right here, right? We have 1 to 12, right? We'll pick up 6 pair of number randomly and then trying to match them. Okay, so what you want to do is this. We're going to reuse the index again. So this time, instead of the sprite list, we'll do number list. So this number has 12 items. So if I say this, so you see 12 here, right? So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12 that we added. Then next we'll say variable. So match number, set the match number. So we are going to use the index again. We're going to use the number list. So what we want to do is we're just gonna pick a random index from this number list. So I know we're using a lot of lists. I know a lot of scratcher, you know, kids, they always do like really cool stuff, different game. But when it comes to lists, I think a lot of kids have problem. So basically, if you guys have a problem with lists, I would suggest you watch the other 2 videos, like understanding a list or finding duplicate in the list. That will really give you a head start on this game. So now we get the let that get out of the way. So now you understand the list, and you go to this game will be much easier for you to understand. So we find a matching number from the list, then we have to delete from the matching number, basically the number list. So basically, you know, we find a matching number that we want. We don't want that to be showing up on the list again. So when we pick up number 12, number 12 should be deleted from the list, right? We don't want to pick number 12 again. So what you want to do next is, let me delete this first. Duplicate, we're going to use some of the code here. Okay, we're going to set the index of random number 1 to the length of number list. So now number list actually was 12 earlier. We took out 1 and we deleted. Now is what? Is 11, right? So we will have 11 on this. So again, we're going to pick a random number here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it to this matching number. So I'll show you. So you add it to the matching number that we assigned to it in the first place. So the first time you added some number, it could be 1, it could be 7, it could be 9, doesn't matter, right? Then we add the next pair of number to match that. What we're going to do is you're going to use the join operator. Okay, and we're going to grab another join, put it behind there. So what we're going to do is go back to the variable. So the matching number already have some item in there, right? Because it gone through the first here, right? It picked up something. So matching number will have, like, let's say 4 or whatever, doesn't matter. What we can do is we'll put a pipe character that will split between the 2 matching number that we could use later to match, so we know which one match with which one. Okay, so next we will go the index of number list. So basically just pick one random one from here and pick that number and join it together. Now we are going to put this into here, and we are going to delete this. Same thing here. So okay, I have an extra one here, let me remove that. Okay, all right, and then I'll delete this, and then I'll say add. So I add this matching number that we just got. We've formed the pipe between the two numbers, and we are going to add this to the game matching number list. This is where we keep track of the matching sprite. Okay. Next, we will broadcast a message called setup. So the hardest part of this game is setting up the game. I mean, after that will be easier. And then we will set the is game started to Y. So this will start the game. So I have not coded the setup game, so setup game is another thing. It's gonna be really hard as well. So I will have to stop here, and then we'll continue next one. But before that, let me just show you the running of this code. Okay, let me zoom back out. So what we had so far is we have the initializing the code for the game. We do a set of 12 boxes. And then we have loaded all of our sprite name into this list. And then we have created the code for preparing the game to choose the 6 matching things for our game. 6 matching, basically 6 matching cards, okay? Okay, I will run it one time for you guys to see. So I will click on the green flags. So what the cat's gonna say something, and then it will prepare this list for us. So we'll run this. So now if I show you this, so as you can see, the game, what did it choose? It chose number 49 sprite, which is the toe, which is 1. So 6 and 8 is the matching one that we found. So we can put it in the 6th position, the 6 box sprite, and the 8 box for this guy. And then the next one is the slime. We picked 2 and 12, right? Will be random, so we'll take slime, we'll create it in the 2nd box, and then the 12 box, whatever, right? So as you can see, you have 1, you have 2, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have all the number that we want from the box, and each of them correspond to each of them over here. So 1 is for toe, 2 is for slime, right? Number 3 here, the list is for fang, and then eyeball, and bat, and then zombie. So that we know, okay, at this position number 6, we are going to put this custom toe. At position number 8, this box will put custom toe as well, so that you have the match. So let me run it again. You can see it will cleans it up, and then after the cat talks something, it will recreate again. So you see this is different this time. The eye, the halo, and scar and X, right? And then the number is also different. So every time you run this, it will generate a list for the game, both the matching, the number that match the game, and the sprite for that game. So this is how you generate the list for it now. So that way you have the game prepare, for this part. And then on the next video, we'll show you how to actually put all the things together. All right, so we'll stop right here, and then we'll continue on the next video. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. That is really mean a lot to us. So thank you very much, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.